Hello, everyone. This is me again. So I'd like to start this series to talk about the fundamentals of marketing, right? So, and I will start with consumers because, in my opinion, if you understand your consumers, right? So if you know what they have in their mind, you're halfway there, right? So that's very critical because, I mean, without understanding of consumers, whatever you do will be useless, right? So it's going to be wasted. So I will keep talking about consumers, how to influence their behavior without forcing them, and different tips and tricks and tactics. But first of all, let's understanding the basic schema about consumer behavior, right? So what influences their behavior? So I'm going to share one framework from my own textbook that I have co-authored, Consumer Behavior, and then also share a little example. All right, so you already know this is my textbook, Consumer Behavior Textbook International Edition. This is from McGraw-Hill Education, and there is a framework that we use in this textbook about the consumers, like factors affecting consumer behavior. So first of all, at the heart of the consumer behavior is the self-concept, how you identify yourself, right? So what is your lifestyle, right? So if consumer has a certain self-concept about their lifestyle, maybe they describe themselves as a sports person, or they describe themselves as a outgoing person, or they love music, whatever important for them, right? So whatever they want to talk about, whatever they want to spend their time on, right? So that is their overall self-concept. And the lifestyle concept is a bit like broad and extensive. So when the time comes, we will maybe talk about that as well. But how you identify yourself as a person. So what are you into? What do you like? What you don't like? What are your like habits and then general behavior? So this is basically self-concept and lifestyle. And what factors affect that? Because all people like they're like individuals and they're each unique in terms of their self-concept and how they identify themselves. So there are two main factors. First of all, it is external influences. So basically your family, right? And then the country that you were born and the culture that you were raised and all the other like environmental factors that you don't have any control on, right? So growing up, right? So because without you are affected by so many factors and subconsciously they will influence your behavior, purchase behavior as well, right? So consumers purchase behavior. And then when you start to grow up and then realize that, as a person, when you grow up and you become an adult, you are not kid anymore. And then you realize that actually you can change your taste and preferences. You don't have to stick with your family, purchase behavior or their preferences, their habits. Then you develop a unique preferences, what we call lifestyle. But that at first maybe 10 years of your life you don't have any control over that external influences, but then when you started to grow your consciousness, then you have some internal influences, your perception about your environment or your learning, so what type of information that you are getting, your personality overall. Sometimes maybe like it's without your control, you are shy, you are more introvert, or like overall emotions and attitudes, other people's attitude towards you and your attitude toward other people. Okay, and those two main factors and external and internal influences will help you shape your lifestyle. Okay, and that lifestyle has a certain impact on your decision process. So we will actually delve into the decision process later, but basically you need to have an understanding of your needs, and if there's a problem, how you like to solve that problem, and that actually escalates into buying a product or service to meet your needs or solve a problem or maybe like fulfill your demands and then otherwise. Okay, and those are, as you can see, they're like a feedback loops as well, because whatever you buy, whatever you have as a service will have an impact on your external and internal factors, influences as well. Maybe so if you know as a marketer how people are shaping their self-concept, the idea about themselves and their lifestyle, it is actually easy to influence them, right? So I'm going to share one example. Maybe it is not that great example because talking about smoking and other things, but whatever, right? So you are all adults. I hope that you know that smoking is not good for your health. But I like this example because it is actually really strong example, right? So the Marlboro cigarettes that you can see the package here, the pack, the red one, which is maybe the iconic Marlboro cigarette pack, right? And I don't know if you know about this, but they first positioned this product for women target audience in 1950s, late 40s, because of the long filter tips, and they said that this is less harmful. And ladies, because we know that you are more health conscious, that's why you should smoke the cigarette. It is less harmful, let's say, right? And then research actually didn't back up their claim. So research said that no, long filter tips doesn't have anything related to less harmful. And then when they found out this, Marlboro said that why are we limiting ourselves only for target like woman target audience? We should do something about this, right? So we should change this perception. So think about this. You are trying to sell a product for women target audience, right? And then you want to make this more manly. So how you can reposition it for men, right? So it is actually a tricky question, especially for cigarette. So, but what do they know? They know that for external influences, people like men, especially so young men, middle-aged men, they want to look cool and confident, right? And how they can look cool and confident at the time 50s and 60s, what is the big issue in like Hollywood is cowboy movies, right? So Western movies, Western shows, TV shows and movies, and they said that, okay, people actually perceive cowboys as manly because this is how they have been described in these movies. So, and internally, their perception would be like, if I smoke a cigarette like a cowboy is smoking, I will look like a cowboy and it will make me look cool, right? So, more confident as well. And that's the basic, very simple idea. And this is how it works as well. You don't have to be very complex, you don't have to come up with very complicated ideas. It is very simple understanding. And that's what they did, right? So, what they spend their money on, and they created this iconic again Marlboro cowboy, and it is one of the maybe like a most famous figure until like cigarette bans, advertising bans came into play. But there are a lot of like subconscious factor in that ad as well. Look at the color of the hat, look at the color of the shirt, white and the red. It is very in line with the package design and colors. So they are trying to be consistent with their image over time, right? So it is very successful, and then it worked really well for them, right? So they successfully changed their target audience from becoming women only to make it maybe the most manly cigarette out there in time, okay? But I think what I like even more than this example is that after so many years that that Marlboro spent so much advertising budget making their cigarette like manly with by using cowboys and everything, and that smoking is not good, right? So if you like to use that one, right? So that image in people's like men's head that cowboys are cool, I'm gonna be like a cowboy by smoking cigarette. You can attack that image, you can attack that archetype, but knowing this, using this, right? So this is a brilliant example for this one without saying anything, without saying that this is a Marlboro cowboy, by using the same colors, white hat and red shirt, you literally activate an archetype in people's mind, knowing that this is a Marlboro cowboy. You like to be cool like a cowboy, but in the end, it may cause impotence, right? So, and then you can see the shape of the cigarette and what's going to happen if you keep smoking cigarette, and then suddenly you realize that no, I mean, I thought I'm going to look like cowboy, but I might even be in trouble in the future if I keep smoking. Okay, so it is all about understanding consumers' mind, what they perceive about world, what are the external influences affecting their perceptions, and then using them, right? So without forcing and change the overall image or alter the image they have in their mind. So this is it. I'm gonna keep it very brief, but we will keep talking about consumer behavior and other examples in other videos. Make sure that you subscribe my channel and share your ideas, feedback, examples in the comment. And hope to see you sometime. Keep watching. Thank you for watching the video.